Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to summery, sunny, sweaty Berlin. I am filming a good amount of videos today. It is summer. Naturally, I do not leave my home very much during the summer. I will be more active when it's not that hot anymore, when I'm not sweating all the time, when I'm not covered under a thick layer of sun protection, of sunscreen. That is really when I get back to life, and I'm currently filming a good amount of videos because I do take advantage of the summer because I'm not really leaving my home that often, and because I will be on vacation in October for a good bit. That is why I'm already pre-filming a good amount of videos to make sure that I will continue to upload regularly as I did before. Thank you to everybody who's interested in this channel. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I really appreciate everybody's support. If you subscribe to the channel, if you have comments, if you have input, if you have information, I am still amazed by the amount of growth I have experienced with this channel, with the amount of people who subscribed, who are interested in the topics, who comment down below, who reach out to me on social media, have questions or have suggestions. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your support. If you would like to share content with me because you would like for me to react to that, please feel free to do so. You can either reach out on Instagram or you can screen record the content, upload it to your Google Drive, and then give me access. My email is linked down below. In this video, I want to talk about the lies that leaders in multi-level marketing companies will tell their teams for whatever reasons. We will go through a couple of posts and I will give my commentary as I typically do. This is kind of an extension of a video I did a long time ago. Well, it feels like a long time ago. One of the first videos I uploaded to this channel, or like a part 2, where I spoke about the top 10 hit parade of MLM lies. Now, a fair warning, I will link the video down below and I will also link it up here. It is one of the first videos I uploaded to this channel, and I do like the concept of it, but I think that you can tell that technically, editing-wise, sometimes audio-wise, sometimes light-wise, I have changed and upped the quality of the content on this channel in that short period of time, which I'm very happy about, but it is still one of the very first videos I uploaded. I like the concept, not necessarily how the end product visually and audio-wise ended up. Still a fun video, and this is kind of the extension of that. The lies MLM leaders will tell their teams. Multi-level marketing companies are recruitment-based businesses, and they're not a great business for the vast majority of people who join. Only very few people, only people that are at the top of the compensation plan, are able to make a good amount of money. It is not sustainable income for them either, because if their downline crumbles, they will also lose money. But it is, realistically speaking, factually speaking, not a great opportunity for the vast majority of people. And that is why I believe it is a business that is very, very heavily connected to people lying to their audience, but also to people on their team to make them believe that, yes, this is a great opportunity, but you're not utilizing it correctly. I know the secret sauce. That is why I am successful, and I will share it with you in an effort to make those people stay longer when it might be the smarter idea to leave earlier, because over 99% of people in multi-level marketing companies will not make money. And that is not because of their efforts or because of anything other than the business structure is set up for the vast majority of people to pay their way into a system where only the very few people, the less than 1% of people at the top of the compensation plan will profit. One of the lies I've heard specifically from MLM leaders is, I am the hardest worker in the room. That is why I was able to rise to the top. I also have the mindset I worked on really, really hard that allows me to stay at the top. This is an example from somebody who is in the multi-level marketing company Parklane. It is a jewelry company that has been around for over 60 years, I believe. So it is an oldie but a goodie, and I haven't spoken about this a lot on my channel, but let's just say more content to come on Parklane. And this person is a Parklane representative, and this is what they posted on their Instagram. Talent will get you in the door, but character will keep you in the room. In this profession, many have the talent to get to the top. Very few have the true character of a leader to stay there. It takes more than talent to create a successful business. Your character will always shine through. Your character is more priceless than all the knowledge you bring to the table. Shine bright and lead the way God would want you to. Parklane jewelry, work from home. I thought it was said, what the frick? No, work from home, top leader, jewelry business, success. Somebody also commented, that is why you're number one in the company. You lead with integrity and heart. First of all, let's speak about this. Talent will get you in the door. Anybody and everybody can join a multi-level marketing company. That has nothing to do with talent. And that's an additional lie that a lot of top leaders will tell you. You can join, but only the talented ones, the hardest workers, are able to make it to the top, when that is furthest from the truth. I do not doubt that a lot of people who are considered leaders in multi-level marketing companies, because they were able to recruit the most people, also worked really, really hard. I find it hard to call what you have to do in a multi-level marketing company actual work, but let's run with this concept. You have to do very simple tasks, but you have to consistently do those. You have to post regularly. You have to converse with people regularly. Who am I? Am I my 80-year-old grandma? You will have to talk to people regularly, in person, on social media. You will have to consistently pitch your business opportunity to attract people into your business. And you will also have to showcase the product so that people will join your team. I don't doubt that people at the top will do a lot of work, but I also don't doubt that a lot of people who are not considered leaders, who do the very same things because their leaders teach them how to be successful. They do the same things, they follow the same steps, but they're not able to see the same success for various reasons, but they're putting in the work. So I find that already rather condescending. You're not a leader because you're talented. There are lots of topics that can lead to you becoming a leader because you were able to recruit the most people. Timing is essential. The earlier you join, the better. You were already a leader in another MLM, and you're able to take a huge chunk of your team to the new MLM. That also means that you will very likely be more successful when you have an already existing team. You are an influencer, you are a celebrity, you are somebody who already has a certain following on social media. Then it is more likely that you will be successful as well, because you already have a following and a built-in audience. You're an attractive human being. You know how to talk to people, you know how to sell people on stuff, and you're consistently doing that, then the likelihood of you being successful in a multi-level marketing company is greater than for somebody who doesn't have all of those advantages. Luck is a huge part in being successful in a multi-level marketing company, but the leaders will not necessarily own up to that. So no. Just because you're at the top doesn't mean that you're the hardest worker. It means that you were able to hit this MLM at the right time. Because of all of those points combined together were really in your favor, and you were able to recruit the most people. And let's speak about character. That's really where I believe mindset comes into play. That is also one of the topics we hear a lot. Not just I'm the hardest worker, but my mind is in the right situation. I'm in the right place in my mind, and I have worked on myself. That is why now I am being rewarded with this success. If you're not at the moment, then it's simply not your time yet. And that again could not be further from the truth. You're not at the top of the compensation plan because your character is the right one, and others, they're not there yet. They still have to brainwash themselves into believing that. But that doesn't mean that you have the right character when you are a leader. I do believe if you're the head of a company, an actual reputable company, you will also have to have a certain pizzazz. You will have to push through. People that are the most successful in life, financially speaking, are people I don't think necessarily have the best character. And the same, in my opinion, is true for people in multi-level marketing. Because you will have to be deceptive, or you will have to brainwash yourself into believing that what you're doing is actually good and is actually worth it. And I disagree with that. You are not at the top of the compensation plan because you've worked on your mindset, and now you are where you're at because you're the most talented, because you're the hardest worker. You got lucky, and then you worked with that luck that fell into your lap, or you yourself working into that lucky situation with all of the points I mentioned before. It is also okay to own up to the fact that you are lucky sometimes, and I would argue that people who are at the top, they're very resilient, they do work hard, but so do the people at the bottom. But they're missing the luck and the right timing to join an MLM. That is hard work and mindset. In my opinion, a lie that multi-level marketing leaders will tell their downlines so that they will continue to work hard and they will work on their mindset, aka brainwash themselves in the hopes that they will make it to the top of the compensation plan at one point. That means that they will stay in the company and on that person's team for longer. Because if those people will leave, the leaders' paychecks will also take a hit. The second lie I hear a lot from MLM leaders is that God, the Lord, whatever religious entity you believe in, wants you to join their team. You just have to listen, be faithful, take the leap of faith, and the Lord will guide you along the way. Faith manipulation is huge in multi-level marketing companies, and I find that gross. This is a post from a Bravenly rep, and this is what she has to say about faith. Isn't that lovely? When you don't bring a team because PTSD, but you hit the top rank anyway because God. This is somebody who is in the multi-level marketing company Bravenly. They're selling supplements, and this, ironically, is a person who was in other MLMs before, and let's just say, maybe she didn't leave the multi-level marketing company she was in before on her own. Yet she has posts up like this that says, I had to leave the MLM before because of PTSD. I was so stressed out, but I left without a team and I trusted in God. And she's a leader or considered a leader in Bravenly as well. I started from scratch, walked away from a six-figure income more than once. I didn't bring a team. I didn't offer it to my old team. I didn't cross-recruit. I just left and started completely over. I figured it would be a slow build, and I was actually okay with that. I was tired and had a lot of PTSD. I needed time to heal, but God brought me entirely new people. No placement, just organic growth. And 6 months in, out, little team, out, burned, out, rebels trying one more time. What kind of a language is this? Hits the top rank of the company. Alignment is everything, friends. You can start over even from scratch and do big things with God's hand. That is disgusting. This is somebody who was considered a leader in another MLM, and she's kind of contradicting herself on social media because she outed herself for actually taking a good chunk of people from her former MLM to Bravenly, and that is why she was actually able to rise in the ranks of the new MLM. But here she is on her social media pretending that God gave her the people. She posted about how stressed she was in her former MLM. She didn't reach out to people on her team. She didn't cross-recruit. She didn't receive any offer from the new company. This was just organic growth. She just posted on her social media how stressed out she was in her former MLM, and that is how she attracted other people, and God sent these people her way. Faith manipulation is huge in other MLMs as well. And I find it really, really gross because religion can be like a cult. Now, if you are a faith-based person, if you're a spiritual person, I'm not saying that you're caught in a cult, but organized religion can very well be. People share certain basic values that they think that their religion or God assigned to them, and that can very, very quickly turn into a very culty situation. And if you have a certain standing within a religious community, it might be easier for you to recruit other people, to keep those people also on your team and in your downline for longer if they believe that that is what God wants. I myself, I was born in a predominantly Christian country. I was baptized as a child. My father, at least in his younger year, he also had a close connection to the church. He was born during World War II. He grew up in the hardship after the war, when it comes to the post-war time in Germany, when it also comes to the Berlin blockade and the Cold War, he was somebody who still experienced actual hunger in this country. So for him, the connection to the church, at least in his early years, was really interesting, and he thought about studying religion, theology. He didn't in the end, and I was really surprised when I learned that he was even interested in that, because faith, religion doesn't play a huge part in my life, and it doesn't play a huge part in my family. If it does for you, I think that is great. I think that is awesome. If it gives people certain set of values and a certain stability, I think that can be really, really cool. But if it is being used to reel people into a sketchy system where the vast majority of people will lose money, then I will say that my version of God doesn't want that. Because what I remember from reading the Bible and religious texts, it is not about money, and it is not about creating huge wealth in your life, and that is why you should reach out to other people. It is actually quite the opposite. Living a life of abundance, according to my very own research into what I remember from the religious phases in my life or in my family's life, doesn't connect to financial abundance, but connections and love and connecting with people and living an abundant life in your social surrounding. Having enough money to live comfortably, yes, is important, but that doesn't mean that you're supposed to acquire wealth to the degree that is being pushed by people in multi-level marketing companies, by the leaders who potentially can make millions over their career in multi-level marketing. That, just as a side note, that is my personal take on this. And I find that rather gross when you use that one culty approach that religion can be, that one culty, potentially culty community, to recruit people into your other culty community, the MLM. Very prevalent in multi-level marketing. I find it gross. I find it wrong. And I think people should leave religion out of their recruitment aspect. But it is a way and it is a tool to recruit people and to keep people in the company longer. Not for me. I do not support this. And I've seen this a lot with people who are at the top. And adding to that, because she spoke about this, let's talk about cross-recruiting and growing organically. This is from the same distributor, and this is a post she posted before the one I already spoke about. Sometimes MLM leaders also forget what they're posting, and they're contradicting themselves, and I'm here to point this out. Because this God sent people my way was bogus. She was a leader in a multi-level marketing company before, and she was able to take a lot of people on her team from that old MLM to the new one, and she's admitting that in this post. Here it is. I'm finally ready to publicly share the story. 1 year later, there was a lot of pain before the victory. I was hurting in this photo taken a little over a year ago. I was confused, afraid, and facing a decision that I knew could destroy me. While today is the day we will all celebrate 1 year at Bravenly, it is this moment that I remember the most about 20 days prior. After researching companies for nearly a year, I stepped into something that looked pretty darn good. I asked the right questions, met with the leaders, and while there was a few red flags, I'd addressed them with great detail and felt confident that my team and I could thrive. Only 2 weeks in, everything changed. The comp plan, the prices, the energy. Rewind a few weeks before, and I'd make a big public exit from my previous company, although a kind one, and swooped into a new venture with my team. Hitting ranks fast and seeing that income climb fast. It seemed like a massive win, only my gut told me otherwise. I was sick to my stomach over it, and I couldn't shake the feeling I was extremely misaligned. I also was angry. I hadn't been told about the changes when I point blank asked if changes were coming. I remember going to conference knowing my integrity would not let me recruit another soul. I remember going into my hotel room and falling into my husband's arm, crying uncontrollably. He knew, we knew, it wasn't it. I can't fake it. Literally have a mental block that won't let me build. In this post, she pretty much admitted I was in an MLM and I left that MLM to go to a new one with my team. And I felt that something was off and I felt that something was wrong. And then she recognized that this MLM wasn't for her either. And she left to the new MLM. Trying to tell me that you left without that team that you already recruited from the MLM before, the one before to the one now. I absolutely do not believe that. MLM leaders already have a built-in audience. For sure, they have to be smart because MLM companies, the corporate side, will very likely sue you if you leave and if you openly cross-recruit people because that is against their terms and conditions. So you have to be a little bit more sneaky. But you posting, trying to poke the vulnerabilities of people that were on your team or people you already know will follow you anywhere, that is also considered cross-recruiting. If you were a leader in a multi-level marketing company before, whether you actively, strongly cross-recruit or not, you have a built-in audience. And it is more likely that you will rise in the ranks in the new MLM because you will take people of your team with you. Whether you one-on-one approach them and say, come to the new MLM with me, or you post stuff like this to make them realize, you should join your former leader from one MLM to another to another. Cross-recruiting is a huge thing and one of the advantages for leaders that I spoke about before. It's not an even playing field. You do not start at zero when you already have dozens of people following you from one MLM to the new MLM. Another lie I hear from a lot of people, but from MLM leaders as well, is that the product they sell, they're amazing, they're wonderful. What you do is a sales-based job, and the products are what really attracts people, and you can make a lot of money by selling those products. The Monat Huns are really, really big on this, and I will just scroll through one of Monat's leaders who was or is at the SED rank, who consistently has posts up like, this shampoo is great, the conditioner is great, these are the mistakes I made before, this is what my hair looked like before, and this is what my hair looks like now, thanks to Monat products. She is one example. There are other people who will very much do the same, try to attract people and try to tell people in their downline as well that they're making a lot of money because they're selling products, because they're selling shampoo. Now, granted, a lot of people that are leaders in Monat have great hair. I find it cringy when they sit on calls and they have a hat on and they do not even show your hair. They're not even making an effort. If you're going to sell shampoo, you also should show me that you're able to make money by selling shampoo. And that is something that is very prevalent on their social media, something that is very prevalent in their posts and in their texts, and something they will also tell in opportunity calls and on team calls. Why is this a leadership lie? Because multi-level marketing companies, in this case it was an example from Monat, are recruitment-based businesses. You can make a small commission off of the products that you sell. Once you have bought your way into the company, you're allowed to promote the products, you're allowed to sell the products, get a small commission off of the product that you sold, and you're able to recruit people into your downline and also get a bonus payment or bonus payments connected to that as well. That is where the money lies. It is important for multi-level marketing companies to have products. Otherwise, they would be outed as an illegal pyramid scheme, and they would be closed down and they would be severely fined very, very quickly. So for legal reasons, it is important for the company to offer a product. And it is also a good way to make money for the corporate side, because who are the people that actually buy the products? It is not necessarily gazillions of outside retail customers. No, it is the people that will sign up for this business opportunity, that will purchase the products with the starter kit, and then will have to continue to purchase the products because they need to show the products to other people and on their social media. They will have to have posts up like this with the products. Selling a product in a multi-level marketing company is a legal facade, and it is important for the company to make a lot of money for the corporate side because they profit off of every single sale and every single purchase that happens. But it is not for the people that are distributors. They make the most money, the substantial money that we see so much on social media that MLM reps will speak about when they're able to recruit. That is where the substantial money lies. And it is hard to recruit people, and it is hard to keep people on your team you have recruited and make them recruit people so that you can build a downline of your own. But that is where the actual money lies. I do believe that most MLMs that exist at the moment are pyramid schemes, because what is the definition of a pyramid scheme? If you're able to make more money via recruitment and the things connected to recruitment, building a team, your team selling and purchasing products, rather than you actually selling products and making commission off of that. MLMs are recruitment-based businesses, and that is why I think that shampoo dreams like the one I just showed you, or any other product claims, because they're so great, they're the tippity top of the category, they're the best products in the world, they sell themselves, they're amazing, they're top-notch. That is a lie, because the business is built on recruitment, not on the selling of the products. And the last point I want to talk about that MLM leaders will tell their teams is, don't listen to the haters. They're just broke. Their mindset is off. They're just jealous. They're keyboard warriors. This post is from somebody who is in the MLM, the Olive Tree People. She was in 2 MLMs before, but now she is here selling overpriced olive juicy things, pretending that this is the best company now. This is her post. We live in a world where we're constantly seeking approval and validation from others. But the truth is, not everyone is going to vibe with you, and that's all right. It doesn't mean that something is wrong with you or that you're not worthy of love and respect. It simply means that we all have different personalities, preferences, and perspectives. And that's what makes the world so beautifully diverse. I don't disagree with that. I've come to realize that some of the most successful people in history have had their fair share of haters. Think about it. Great leaders, innovators, artists, and entrepreneurs have faced criticism, rejection, and even hostility from others. But what sets them apart is that they didn't let that discourage them. They stayed true to themselves, pursued their passions, and didn't let the negativity of others define their self-worth. Yeah, let's start with the definition of hate. I know I'm hammering this down every time when I see posts like this. What does hate mean? I find it important to define that. Is hate somebody who's criticizing you? Because that is what I see here. People, great leaders and innovators that have faced criticism and rejection and hostility, that in my opinion is not hate. Hate is a hateful comment or hostility. Granted, that could be considered hate, but rejection and criticism is not hate. It is criticism. It is somebody that says, I do not believe what you do is okay. I do not believe that what you do will be successful. And yes, that has happened to entrepreneurs and to one of the greatest thinkers of our times. Absolutely. Whenever you come up with a new thought process or a new concept, Albert Einstein was one of those people who very likely was confronted with that a lot. And also the great philosophers and the great thinkers and also the great scientists of the medieval times, or even before that of ancient Greek, they have received a lot of backlash and a lot of criticism and a lot of hostility because they were trying to inform people about science and about new ways that was clashing with the beliefs of the time. Yes, a lot of those people were also killed along the way, or they had to exile to save their own lives. But let's not compare multi-level marketing reps to people who are actually great leaders and great thinkers. That aside, comparing a multi-level marketing rep who receives backlash because people say, no, I don't want to buy from you, is not hate. Telling somebody who's in a multi-level marketing company, I do not want to join your business because it's a sketchy business, it's a scammy business, and the business model you work in is very, very closely connected to a pyramid scheme. I don't want to join you, and I do not believe that the products that you sell, allegedly sell, or at least sell on the surface as a facade, are that great. That is not hate, that is people being critical of you. So, my dear friends, don't be disheartened if not everyone likes you. Embrace your uniqueness, be authentic, and focus on being the best version of yourself. Surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate and support you, and remember that it's not about the quantity of friends or followers, but the quality of connections you cultivate. Not really true in multi-level marketing companies. I do agree with the fact that don't be disheartened if not everybody follows you or believes in you or embraces who you are as an individual, but let's put this into the context of multi-level marketing yet again. She's pretty much telling people to work, to live, and to think, and to build echo chambers. Do not allow people who have an opposing opinion, who quote-unquote hate on you because they criticize you, don't allow them to get to you. Why is that? Because multi-level marketing is the best business model on planet Earth? No, it is not. Because you're pushing a sketchy business model where the vast majority of people, according to the FTC, 99.6% of people, will lose money in the system. So it is valid criticism. If others say, what you're doing there is not great, it will lead to the financial failure of people. And when you're promoting this as a way for people to have a side hustle and to make money to better their situation, you're actually putting them into a worse situation than they were before because they have to invest a lot of time and money. That is not hate, that is valid criticism. But for people, especially those that are considered leaders, it is important for themselves to cut those negative voices out and to also advise their team to cut that criticism out, because they need for their team to stay on their team, in their downline, in the company for longer, because that is where the money lies in multi-level marketing. And that's why I also find it ironic when she says it's not about the quantity of friends or followers, but about the quality, which couldn't be further from the truth in multi-level marketing companies. It is important for you to have a big downline with a lot of people, and granted, a lot of these people will very likely not do a lot, or will not be able to be successful, will not be able to rise in the ranks or even sell a product, but you are still able to profit off of these people. So have as many people as possible, and out of that huge pool of people in your downline, some of those people will also have to hit certain ranks and fulfill certain requirements so that you're able to rise in the ranks and to continue to stay at one of the higher levels. And most importantly, love yourself unconditionally, because you are worthy just the way you are. Your worth is not determined by the opinions of others. So let's celebrate our differences, be kind to ourselves and others, keep shining our light in this world no matter what. Sending you all loads of love and positive vibes, as Good Friday is just about here. Remember, you're amazing just the way you are. You are amazing the way you are, and your worth shouldn't be defined by your job or by how much money you make. You can love yourself unconditionally and be proud of yourself, independent of what you do, independent what your bank account looks like. I think that is very worthy, very important. Ironically, yet again, especially MLM reps will tell you, well, it's not about the money, but it's about the money, because you need to create generational wealth. Like, which one is it now? But yeah, love yourself the way you are. Your worth is not defined by how much money you have. It's not defined by what job you have, what MLM you're in. That it is worth listening to people who are close to you, who might be critical of this business industry, because those are very likely the people that actually have your best interest in mind. And they do not necessarily have another motive because they don't make money off of you. These are very likely the people that care about you and that have your best well-being and your best in mind, because they're not telling you to purchase products or to join their downline because they want to profit off of you. And in addition to that, if you have a lot of similar comments on social media from people you don't know, from people you actively have to reach out because you want to sell a product or you want to try to recruit somebody, and a lot of those people have a very similar feedback, then it might also be worth considering that and listening to that. Take a step back and think, why do I get a lot of criticism when I do something that is considered a normal job? Now, granted, on social media, there are a lot of people that can be hateful because they do hide behind a keyboard, because they are not people that are actually connected to you in real life and they don't stand in front of you. They can do that digitally and throw the most hateful comments at you. Those are not the people I'm talking about. If you reach out to 100 people, and out of those 100 people, over 99% will tell you, no, I'm not interested, this is sketchy, the products are too pricey, no, I'm not interested, then you might want to consider that. So yeah, love yourself, and you are worthy of everything you want to be worthy of. You are worthy just the way you are, independently of all of the circumstances in your life, independently of your bank account, dependently of your job. But if people tell you, there's something wrong, I have a suspicion what you're doing is not great, then it might be worth taking a step back and thinking about this. Don't listen to the haters is something I see a lot the moment on social media. Somebody who does anti-MLM content, I do not consider myself a hater. I have critical comments, and I will put that out for people to see and to have a counter perspective to what a lot of multi-level marketing reps will put out on their very own social media. That is not hateful, that is educational, sometimes entertaining, sometimes funny. If it's not your type of humor, it's just information that is out there. It is a counter perspective to an otherwise culty system. And I guess that is why we have to hear this a lot. A lot of multi-level marketing companies at the moment are financially not doing well. Lots of people are leaving MLMs in general, I believe, or leaving the big MLMs and going to smaller ones in the hopes that they will be financially successful. That is why I believe we see a lot of posts like this, especially now, to cut out the haters, to not listen to them, because they're just hateful and they just try to tear you down. When in reality, I believe that people like this just don't want legitimate criticism to destroy the culty shell of their MLM and give valid information that could tear down an echo chamber that is so important in multi-level marketing companies. And cut out the people that leave your MLM because you don't want to be influenced by points that maybe another MLM would be more beneficial for you. Cut those people out and cut out criticism. It is yet again another tool for MLM leaders to cut people out of other people's lives so that they will stay on their team and in the MLM and in the MLM industry for longer. And those are the most prominent lies from leaders I have heard so far in multi-level marketing. What's your opinion on this? What are the lies that you have heard? If you're interested in the other lies I spoke about, once again, I have a top 10 hit parade of MLM lies. Please go ahead and check that video out as well. I still have an entire list full of points I could talk about, so if you're interested in this, I could also upload another video about multi-level marketing lies, because there's so many out there, which is not a great sign for a business industry that always wants to battle how legitimate they are and how non-sketchy they are. But then we consistently have lies like this that I believe wouldn't be sustainable and that wouldn't work in an actual legitimate business, in an actual legitimate industry. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, then give it a thumbs up. If you would like to let me know something, please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!